Hello, welcome back to the Geeky Torn podcast. Yes, it has been a couple of months. No, we're not going to talk about why. What we are going to talk about, though, is Spider Noir, because even though it was a while ago, we both have thoughts about it. We're going to talk about X-Men 97 because that is current. And the most current thing, we are going to be reacting and talking about the new Avengers trailer. But without further ado, let's start the podcast. Hey, buddy. How you been? You good?
Good. I'm surviving the London heat wave. I don't know what the heat wave's been like for you up in Scotland, but
bear in mind that 7 is a heat wave in Scotland.
I'm dreaming of 7 at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm just dreaming of it.
Currently, it hit 24 today. And I'm currently sitting in this room. It's currently 20 degrees outside. And I think it's like 25 in this room. So that's what I'm sitting at right now.
Okay, it's 20 outside here and it's 28 in here. So yeah, it's and that's kind of, it's been like that in the bedroom just constantly. So I am quite tired.
I did a thing. I thought like, oh, you know what? We bought an aircon unit, which we use upstairs for like the bedrooms and stuff like that. But I thought, oh, I'll buy a little desk fan for myself so that I've got like, I keep myself cool while I'm working or just editing or whatever I'm doing at Pierre's desk. And it's great. It's a brilliant little fan that I got off Amazon for like nothing, except it's so good that it creates a little cool zone around my desk. And all it takes is for me to go like, and it's moved back to here, and it's like swelteringly hot here, nice and cool right here. It's it works too well. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's sort of like the cartoon version of when someone's got like the cloud with the rain above them.
Yes,
and then they can just walk outside of it. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's just been. There's been. Have you seen the AI adverts for the desk light cooling fans that has now been reported, like they're being like fully investigated by like trading standards?
Oh yeah,
they keep saying like, so it's like this tiny little fan. There's like engineers have worked on this, and it can reduce the heat in a like 30-foot square room in like 90 seconds, and it's 145 pounds. And it's really just a fan in a box that's got wet cards in it.
Yeah, I've seen. So there's some TikTok accounts that I follow that do that whole thing of like, if they see something, they'll buy it and be like, review it, and they give it like. And one of them did that, and it was like, this thing is literally terrible. Like it does nothing. So, they're so bad. AI ads, man, they're so bad. Like, they just
It resorted to the shops near me. You couldn't stock enough ice for the whole of this like road, like where I live. So I resorted to, and to be honest, I'm quite pleased with my ingenuity here. I'm quite pleased with it. I bought 2 big packs of Calippos and used that instead.
Amazing. Well done, buddy. Proud of you. Proud of you.
Speaking of well done, should we briefly talk about the last time we met on online? And I'll take another well done, please.
Oh yeah,
for being victorious in Star Trek versus Star Wars.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that when we went on OnlyFans. Okay, Star Trek versus. Star Trek versus Star Wars, man. That was that was special. I enjoyed that. That was a good one.
It was wonderful because like me and Harv, like we're friends, so like we have good rapport, and it just was a really fun. It just was like you forget that you were doing a thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you say the 2 of you are friends. The 3 of us are friends. The 3 of us get on really well. And I think it was so clear. Like, and the funny thing is like I mentioned in. Before we started recording it, is that a lot, and there is a lot edited out. I will say that there's some stuff that's like, this cannot go out. It's like, we've crossed the line there. Let's just walk that back just a little bit. And then also there's some stuff that's like, this is just for us. This is literally just for us. It's fantastic. Sort of like, it was fantastic going. It was a hard edit. It was a very hard edit, but it was a very fun edit to do. And it was just, some of the moments were just wonderful. You sort of downplaying how well you would do against Tav like at the beginning, and then pulling straight of it's the galactic Strait of Hormuz line describing Star Wars. Like that was you went hard at the beginning and it worked, man. It was good.
Thank you. It was really fun to sit down and write an argument. I don't know, like it's not something that lots of people do, especially like, why is Star Trek better than Star Wars? And yeah, I just my way of doing it was tearing down Star Wars, even though I love Star Wars, but it's so easy to tear it apart. It really is.
It was a lot of fun, man. I mean, both of you were just like clearly having so much fun, which is why it's been so clippable as well. Like I put out a few clips, and I think I can still pull some more out of it as well. And you know what? I'm so glad I gave you two the newish game that I have, which is the What the Wookiee Said one.
Yeah, like the sort of
scenes we'd like to see, but based in each. Yeah, it's like I think it's a fun idea to do, but you guys went, you nailed it. Like just
it was fun. It was fun. It was just really nice. I liked though that Harv was just so, what's the word? He was quite defeatist because he was just like, I can't argue this. Like, why is it better to live in the Star Wars universe? And he was like, I can't. I was like, you've got a utopia.
Yeah.
It's war. It's like, I can't argue that. And then you throw in the Enterprise E versus a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, no, there's just no way.
I love the excuse was like, it was like maneuvering. That was it.
Yeah.
It can maneuver.
Well, the Enterprise E can maneuver. That's really, that's the big advantage here.
Yeah. Oh,
you can't do a 3-point turn in a Star Destroyer.
It was fun. It was fun though, and it really came down to it at the end, and it all came down to you stealing that last point.
It came down to me and my Star Wars knowledge.
Yeah. I was like gutted for having. I was like, oh, you must be able to get this. You enjoyed Andor, but it's a hard question because if you don't pay attention, like a lot of Star Wars planets have names, but no one knows because they go as Hav says, water planet, sand planet,
a water planet, yeah.
Forest planet, like,
yeah.
And the same thing happens in Star Trek as well. That one where Picard's in a coma, like that.
Yes, yeah. Can you remember the name of that planet?
Oh God,
See?
I know it. Cayman's the name of the character, his best friend. Oh, I can't remember.
See, you're going to have to IMDb this.
This is annoying. It's not going to annoy me. I'm not going to do it now because I'm going to do it later on.
You have to go to Trekipedia or whatever it's called.
Memory Alpha. But it was good. It was good fun, man.
Very good fun.
And
there's if you're listening and you haven't watched it, go to YouTube and find this.
I'll stick a link to it at the top of here. I'll put a link in the description as well. So go check it out. It hasn't had enough views, quite frankly, and it could do some more. So go check it out. Yeah. But shall we talk about what we've been watching? Starting off with something that we had watched ages ago that we meant to talk about.
Yes.
We started talking about it, and then obviously we took our hiatus. So now that we're back, Spider Noir.
Spider Noir. I, for one, loved it. I think I watched it purely in the black and white version. I don't know if you watched it in.
Yeah, I did.
Color.
I did.
Yeah, you watched it in black and white.
I occasionally flicked over to color to see like certain bits to be like, oh, how the it looks wonderful in both. It looks very stylized in both. But the black and white just feels more what they wanted.
Well, that's the intention. I feel like that was the intention, and also like when. Is he supposed to be the exact same one from?
No. So this is the interesting thing. Actually, it was that he was another version of Spider Noir. He's not the one that turns up in the Spider-Verse.
The Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Because I think the one in the Spider-Verse is actually a Peter Parker, wasn't he?
No, I think he's still Ben Parker. I think he's still Ben Parker.
Oh no, he is. Yeah, you're right. But this one's a different one. I remember them saying this was a different one because I was like going like, at some point, are we going to see him sucked into thingy? But no, he's. I believe I read that he's a different one altogether.
Okay.
Doesn't matter though. Still amazing.
No, still good. It's a good story. It was interesting how they do it. It was, doing the sort of Black Cat story without it being Black Cat, and Sandman without it really being Sandman. All of it that was just like almost but not quite, and it's quite fun.
And making him, just taking a completely different approach to them as well. Like Sandman's a bad guy, but it's because of just circumstance as opposed to whatever, which Sandman always has been anyway. Portrayed in media, so to speak. Yeah.
But they all kind of have the same origin story. That's the other thing as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and exactly. They all come from the sort of the World War experiments, and I thought it was they. Like interesting, sort of like some have become good, like Spider-Man's become good, Ben Parker's become good, whereas the other ones, recruited by a gangster, a mobster, to be what they are and used. And I thought I really liked the way that they approached it all, and how they were redeemed individually as well. It was great. It was just a really, really fun watch. It's what Marvel needs to do more often. Like, I know this is obviously Sony, because it's Spider.
Yeah.
But I feel like, because I still haven't watched Wonder Man, and I believe Wonder Man's like this as well.
Oh, it's wonderful. It is. But it's such a good show.
We are just telling a story within the MCU. Doesn't have to tie into anything. It might reference it. It might nod to it, but ultimately, it's its own little story that happens. And I feel like. And especially with the multiverse as well, like in the Spider-Verse, like, and I think this is great. The great thing is that it's a different Spider Noir than the one that's in Spider-Verse, to show that, just do that. Do other stuff, and not everything has to be interconnected. Just tell stories.
It sort of reminds me of when Deep Space Nine did mirror universe episodes.
Yeah.
It had that kind of vibe, and without actually intentionally doing it, Did you recognize a very famous Deep Space Nine actor?
It was the voice. It was the voice that gave it away. It was just like,
oh my God, it's Garrick.
Yeah. I heard the voice. It was one of those moments where I was like, I zoned out for a moment. Like I watched the character, didn't recognize him. I zoned out for a moment, heard the voice, and went, oh.
Wonderful to see him in something so high profile, because I haven't seen him in something like for years.
I mean, we've heard him in Lower Decks in one episode, and that's about it.
Yeah, but what I mean is as an actor.
No, absolutely.
Just as someone who's out there doing stuff like Armin Shimmerin doing like Buffy. And things like that, or like Terry Farrell, she was like in a sitcom for a bit. None of Visitor. She was like Jason Voorhees' mother. I think
Alexander Siddig was in Game of Thrones as well. So
yes. So like, it's good to see. Actually, he was also in 24. Siddig.
Yeah,
he was in 24 as like a guess what, a terrorist.
Just not. No,
there you go.
I can't.
Hollywood.
I'm not doing it in this episode. Not again.
But yeah, no, it's nice to see Garrick out and about and living his life, his best actor's life. But yeah, Spider Noir, highly recommend. Say
definitely. I'm going to rewatch it. It was that good.
Yeah, I might rewatch it in color now that I've watched it in black and white.
Yeah, I might do it in color this time because but it's great. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Shall we talk X-Men 97? Because
oh my God.
Because I mean, like, I just continue to love the show, and from the first episode of season 1 through to what we've just watched with Wolverine, it's like it's phenomenal. It's utterly phenomenal.
The storytelling is elite. I maybe, it's not that I didn't like it, but the X-Force episode is probably the weakest episode.
Yeah, and even then, it's still not that bad.
Good.
It's still good. Yeah.
It still felt Saturday morning. Like
exactly.
It was exactly that kind of vibe.
I agree with you. It's the weakest episode of the lot, but at the same time, like, it was great. This Magneto was
so sad.
Oh my God,
so sad.
Especially considering like the turnaround from like everything, like he's just but I loved as well like the story of Apocalypse and them failing, because ultimately Apocalypse is always going to be Apocalypse. Like they were so close. There was like there was a point where you go like, oh, they're going to do this. They're going to redeem him. They're going to save him. They're going to stop him from becoming Apocalypse. And then as soon as they just, like you
it's
can't.
like they're destined to create him.
Yeah.
And the fact though, I'm not hugely familiar with like Apocalypse's story at this point. I don't know if it's them playing sort of a bit loose with the comic book origins, but I didn't realize he was so connected to the Celestials.
I'm not
Eternals and things like that.
I'm not massively familiar with it, but like also I do think X-Men 97 and I think X-Men the 90s as well. It was fairly faithful to the comics, especially the comics of the time. But I think it was fairly faithful. It was just like a modern day or that present day.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm not hugely au fait with Apocalypse, if I'm being completely honest.
No, he's a huge villain, yet at the same time, like most of the comics I've read, he's been a bit of a side character.
Yeah.
In the comics that I've read, like one of them was Axis, the Axis storyline where the good guys turn bad and the bad guys are the heroes. And Apocalypse is like a child at this point.
Yeah.
So he's kind of in the middle and he sort of wants to be good.
And you see,
but yeah.
And my most of my X-Men stuff are like the very origin stuff, like the very old 60s origin stuff. House of M. AVX, you know, like a lot of the stuff that I read is more connected to them. I did do the all new X-Men run back in sort of the early 2010s, which was really
good. Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah, I did that stuff again. That
was Joss Whedon, wasn't it?
That was good. It was the one where they Cyclops had joined a Magneto, like the other side. He was leading
the Brotherhood.
Yeah. And in order to try and get him back to the X-Men, they brought the original X-Men to the present day. Including Cyclops, to be like, remember who you are. And it was really cool. It was really well done. Like, I really enjoyed it. But then it went off the rails. And then it did that typical Marvel thing where I was like reading through the X-Men comics and I was like really enjoying it. And then I got to an episode and suddenly they were in space. And there was like, that wasn't the end of the comic that I just read. And then it said like 3 pages in, for this to make sense, you need to read Guardians of the Galaxy volume. And I'm just like, no, don't do that. And like Marvel just can't help themselves like doing that. Like it's, I
mean, to be fair, they've always done that in the comics.
No, exactly. They always have, but it's just, it was frustrating. It was so frustrating because it was like, I was really getting into the story and then suddenly like that. And it was just, it was really, really
it's
annoying.
Like the Road to Civil War storylines. But the Road to Civil War was always like these random episodes of stuff. And then you were always just dropped in at a very strange point. And then it would end in a way that you're like, oh, where's this guy? And no, I'm never going to find out why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like I've got the Civil War, just the main storyline, but there's like 50 different stories off it. Like
yeah, there is a whole separate X-Men Civil War. There's a whole separate where that's going on.
There's a Young Avengers bit of it as well. There's like
the Young Avengers is the bit that starts Civil War.
So it's like, but then it's just so. It's too much. It's too much, buddy. I love it. I love it all, but I hate it as well. Like but I'm enjoying X-Men 97. Do you? Yeah. I think the last episode was my favorite. The Wolverine going back.
The Brood.
No,
the Brood.
I think that was my favorite episode.
So it was like The Thing and Alien, and it was like
it was fantastic.
References. Yeah.
It was fantastic. But there was one moment in it that just like made my eye twitch, and I got annoyed at.
Okay.
Where I was just like, DVD, digital video disc. And I was like, no, it doesn't. It's digital versatile disc. Shut up.
It's versatile disc, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it was one of those moments that I was just a bit like, nerd rage. You know what I mean? Like, just a little bit of like, come on. I was there. I remember buying my first DVD player and it came with a free copy of Vertical Limit and it was digital versatile disc.
I blame Disney. I blame Disney.
100%.
And the death of physical media.
It triggered me because I remember seeing like, I watched the episode and then I was on Threads and someone said, oh, I didn't realize that's what it stood for. I was like,
Oh no.
But apart from that, I love that episode. It was my favorite episode. I think like the whole thing, Sabretooth, brilliant. Just how quickly they killed off all the other surrounding characters.
Oh yeah, it was very Deadpool 2.
It was brilliant.
All, yeah,
it was so good. But actually, fundamentally though, just the way that you get let's put the adamantium back on him so it kills off the infection. I'm like, love it, perfect, brilliant, all set up brilliantly.
Like, basically, they'd recreated two very famous like covers.
Yeah,
like Wolverine as the Brood. That's a famous cover. And Wolverine doing with the finger, like, come here, like, I'm back, baby, kind of thing. That was all
so good. Yeah. Like, absolutely. It's definitely I think it's my favorite. And it's hard to pick a favorite episode, but that one is. Because apart from that one that we've said, you know, the rest it's all been so strong so far.
And we've yet to actually have an episode where they're all back together doing X-Men stuff. It's all been side quests at this point.
Which I feel like the next couple, like it's going to happen now because obviously, now. But it's been great. So it's like a big build up, and now we know what the big stories of Apocalypse and how we know that he's gone back to the 90s and. Yeah, just
well, you know what's coming as well because like they I don't know if you got the telegraph that they sent, but they really telegraphed it. We saw 3 of his current 4 horsemen.
Yes.
And they mentioned the 4th one, and they said, "Well, he's a bit of a handful." Do you know where I'm going with this?
No, Wolverine.
No, it's Gambit.
Oh yeah, Gambit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot.
At the end of season 1, Apocalypse was at the ruins of Genosha and found a card and was like, well, this next person, blah 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 blah. And also, we did see in Charles's vision in season 1, he had a vision of Gambit with the skull, and that wasn't just to refer to he's dead. It's I think
I completely forgot about that. I did actually forget about that. Yeah, so no, it's going to be great to see. That's going to be especially with Rogue. Oh, it's going to be heartbreak. It's going to be hard, but can't wait. But talking about that, so obviously one of the things that I love about watching X-Men 97 again is that childhood sort of Saturday morning cartoon, bowl of Cocoa Pops. In pajamas. That was the last episode release. That's how I did. But I love that. But one of the things that's always iconic is the costume design of X-Men 97. Like, they're always very, very iconic. So here's my thing. Today released was no, and so the other thing as well is that they've said that X-Men 97 is its own thing and it's not technically part of the MCU. There's not going to be a cross. They've said that. Yet we had the Watcher appear in the episode where Gambit dies. We saw the Watcher in the sky. The Watcher, obviously, whole different series and everything like that. The Watchers also appeared in the MCU as well, or the Watchers have appeared in the MCU as well.
With Stan Lee and Guardians.
We've seen characters from What If appear in the MCU as well, Peggy Carter.
Did you see, there's actually, I don't know whether it's intentional or if it was an accident, but it's kind of always never an accident, but you've seen the latest series of Daredevil, right?
I loved it,
In the episode where Vanessa dies, or Vanessa gets hurt, and the episode, like that, the end of the episode is when it's revealed that she's hurt. When he grabs Bullseye and they run out of a broken window, the broken window is in a bit of a shape, and the lights on the wall look like the Watcher's eyes.
I didn't catch that. I'm gonna have to go back and see that.
I think it might have been an accident, but it looks.
I don't know
so much like it. It's quite something.
Well, I'm gonna go back and watch that. I don't think it will. Like, if it's that look, then it won't be an accident. They'll have done it deliberately. But anyway, because we know Daredevil's gonna appear and stuff. So anyway, so the whole point I'm getting to is today the trailer for Avengers Doomsday was released.
Yes.
Now, 2 things. It looks great. Like, I think it looks great, personally.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm just not as excited as I was for the likes of Infinity War and Endgame, because I don't feel like it's as earned as an Avengers movie has been.
The build-up hasn't been.
It's been non-existent.
Really,
it's been non-existent. Like,
we've not been leading up to Doom. We really haven't.
No. You know, Doom was just suddenly introduced in Fantastic Four, and here we are. So. Yeah. Anyway, regardless of all that, there's so we'll dissect it and talk about it more in a minute. But one thing I just want to bring up straight away, this because we've been talking about X-Men '97, is the costume design, especially Mystique, and we saw Mystique and Cyclops. We saw them clear as day in their costumes, their looks, are the X-Men '97 looks. Essentially, like,
and Magneto has long hair.
Magneto has long hair, and we haven't seen Charles, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in that yellow.
We did see Charles.
Did we see him in the yellow?
Yeah, I don't know if we saw him in the yellow. We definitely see.
No, we saw
Charles.
him. We saw him. I know we saw him. What I meant was we didn't see him in the wheelchair. We just sort of like it was a top shot.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him in the yellow chair in Doctor Strange Multiverse.
Yeah, but I think that's Doctor Strange.
Not the same. That's
not
the same.
So the thing is, I'm saying is like they actually, so they have brought Patrick Stewart back as Xavier, but it's a different version of Xavier. They haven't done the original X-Men Xavier in the MCU. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right about that. Yeah.
Not the Bryan Singer movies.
No, they haven't done that. That even though we know that is now officially part of the MCU. They've not done those. They've not done him in it. So what I'm saying is, even though they denied it, is there some possibility that the X-Men '97 characters are the ones that they're, they're live actioning them? Like that's the thing.
Potentially, I don't think so.
Maybe it's maybe it is like Doctor Strange, where the Peggy Carter who was introduced as Captain America or Captain Britain was from another alternative universe. She wasn't the one from the same thing. But.
Yeah. It's not the same one. And also, Magneto's in it. Now we know he's dead in that universe as well.
Well, you know what it's like. Is he dead?
I don't know if they're going full on like Mystique being Nightcrawler's mum. And especially because Nightcrawler, like Alan Cumming, is like in his 60s.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying like, Rebecca Romijn, she looks fantastic. She's in her 50s. So I think. But
it's the fact that they've gone for comic accurate Mystique for the first time.
Yeah. The like, little skull on her forehead. Yeah, it was great.
And to say the Cyclops as well, looking comic accurate. Like this is brilliant. Like I saw them, and for me that was the most one of the most exciting bits was like seeing them in those comic accurate costumes, which I love Bryan Singer's X-Men, and the X-Men 2 is phenomenal, and then there's the other movies. So
Days of Future Past was good.
Yeah, I said Bryan Singer's. Brett Ratner did the third one, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
So, and it turns out that's because Brett Ratner himself's horrible. Though Bryan Singer's not much better anyway.
No, Bryan Singer's not much better.
Horrible people. Why are horrible people? Oh, Joss Whedon. Why are all these horrible people associated with the things that we love? Anyway.
Oh God.
As much as I love those movies, they're so of their time in terms of like everything has to be black leather. Everything has to
Yeah. Those little nods are wonderful. The other thing that I actually really like, just back to Mystique for a second, I really like that they've kept the way she transforms is kind of similar to the where it sort of flakes off in that sort of spiny kind of way. That was really cool, and like Florence Pugh versus Florence Pugh, and it just also, can we talk about Robert Downey Jr.'s accent? Liked it. I think he said it sounded enough like him, but also like he's doing a good job of it not sounding like Stark.
Yes, which makes me even more go like, okay, this is not Stark, or this is a very different. This is not the Stark we know. At least it could be a Stark, but it's not the Stark we know. Also, this is an incredibly powerful Doom. Yeah. Like to be able to stop Stormbreaker with a finger.
I wonder if we're going to see a recreation of a very famous comic panel, but instead of it being Thanos, it's going to be Thor. Do you know the panel I mean?
Where he rips out his spine.
He rips out his spine, and I have a feeling because it looked like that scene. It looked like it, and I'm just like, is that?
I don't know. It's trying to work out where it's at, because where that scene happens, because we see that, but then we also see Thor debriefing everybody about what's like something powerful. So has he come across that powerfulness and got defeated, and then come back to be like, by the way, guys, we're screwed, or is he already aware of it, goes to it, then goes to battle it himself and dies? Like that's.
Well, I have a feeling that he's going, we're going to fight this guy and we need to do it and blah, 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 blah. And then he goes, he fights. And then they're like, well, he told us how dangerous this person was. And if they killed him, then what the hell are we going to do?
I find it hard. Like if they kill Thor though, that's like,
well, it does demonstrate how powerful Doom is.
No, I know, but like
it's like Thanos fighting the Hulk at the beginning.
And I also know, like Chris Hemsworth needs to say goodbye to this character at some point.
Yeah,
like he's almost last one standing. Obviously, we still got Mark Ruffalo about to appear in Spider-Man later this month. So
is Mark Ruffalo announced for Doomsday? Because wouldn't surprise me if he dies in Spider-Man.
Quite possibly. So it's but that's the thing. So it's like, but then of course Chris Evans is back, and we have that scene where he holds up Mjolnir, and Mjolnir jumps back to Captain America. So Steve Rogers. So has to be our Steve Rogers.
Yeah, maybe but brought back from the earlier time that he was staying in. But that means he does have, Chris Evans has to survive. Otherwise he can't give well, no, time's different, isn't it? It's not Back to the Future rules. So that still happened regardless. So it's just a different branch.
Exactly.
So I guess.
And talking about branches, the finding the TVA card with Loki, and like,
well, and him looking like he was in the TVA.
Not Tree of Life Loki. We're talking. So like, what is going on here? Like, how is he not there? Being like, somehow is he pulled out? Has he got the ability to sort of clock in and clock out? Has he got someone who just is it a shift pattern? Has he got someone else who just steps in?
Well, I mean, it could be. I mean, he's supposed to be God of stories at this point. So there's like, is he the savior? Is he the one that's going to defeat him? Like, it's very interesting to go from like the Avengers' first villain to their ultimate hero.
And here's the thing. So it's really weird where I go like, I'm not as excited about this Avengers movie as I had been about other Avengers movies in the past. And I think there's a lot of reasons behind it, mainly because there's, as we said, there's been no build up to this. It doesn't feel like it's a thing. It doesn't feel like it's I don't know. Also, there's like the MCU fatigue, superhero fatigue in general, like same stories being told over again. But somehow, like, I look back and I go like, Thunderbolts was great. I really enjoyed that. Shang-Chi was great. I really enjoyed that. Like, Fantastic Four, I loved.
I really liked Fantastic Four.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was such a great family.
I adored Thunderbolts, and I liked Fantastic Four. I think it could have been better, but I liked it. It was like what I said, like same thing about Superman. It felt like a sequel to a film I hadn't seen.
Yes, fair.
So,
but then you've got so you've had those like the we've talked about misses like Doctor Strange. I think was a miss. I
liked it.
Yeah, but in terms of the grander MCU, I think it was a miss. I don't know. I just
it was a bit of a filler episode.
I rewatched it recently and I was like, I still wasn't bought into it. If you know what I mean. Like it was one. Yeah,
I liked it. I've seen it 3 times and I liked it, but I don't.
And Captain and Brave New World wasn't great. It was okay.
Brave New World wasn't great, but it was fine. It was like it wasn't bad. It wasn't dreadful. It just was a bit nothing.
Yeah.
And they were phoning in the Red Hulkness and giving it away in the trailers. That by the time it got to it, you knew what it was building up to. So
I still stand by. Betty Ross should have been the one to. He should have been smart enough to go like, let's get Betty Ross in here. Like that should have been the end of it. That should have been, that should have been the end of. The misses for me was like Secret Invasion. Yeah, that was horrible.
And it's the end of Doctor Strange that they still haven't capitalized on, which is fucking Clea turning up. And
and the Eternals are in this as well. So it's like
there's 1 or 2 of them, not all of them.
So anyway, the point is like everything's been so disparate, and everything has happened years ago as well. Think how long ago the Eternals was.
Yeah, man.
Pre-COVID.
We're talking 2022.
So it was like
there was still lockdowns in effect.
yeah. So like this whole thing is like some of this stuff is old. Like some of this stuff is like was set up years and years and years ago. Like the beauty of the early MCU is before you had the first Avengers film, we had Iron Man 2, Captain America, Thor, Dark World, not Dark World. Dark World was after.
No, we just had the regular Thor.
Yeah, regular Thor, Incredible Hulk, and they all sort of like worked together, and it was built excitement with the teasers that were all leading towards that moment. And even Age of Ultron, you know, everything sort of built up to that moment as well. They continued the story, and Age of Ultron felt earned. And then, of course, Infinity War and Endgame. But then ever since Endgame, like every MCU movie and every MCU series has had like teasers of things. They've set something up, but it's not been towards one end game. It's been to be like here's Hercules. Like,
yeah, here's Hercules, or here's the voice of Blade.
Yeah. Like, and none of it's paid off. Like, it's not been like and I think the one time that they did, which of course was the original plan for the next phase of the MCU following Endgame.
Kang.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know.
Yeah, that's a really tricky one, especially as he's been completely like all charges dismissed and everything like that. It's unfortunately though, like the machine doesn't stop.
I don't disagree what they did with the with what they had to do with the information they had at the time.
Yeah,
but it also shows you like it's so like it's hard, man. It's so hard. So like they had to pivot based on that, and it just left everything in a mess. Like, so, you know, I mean, like the ending of Shang-Chi with the signal inside the rings.
Yes,
that could still work for Doom. That could still work with Doom. Like, because they never said what it was. Like, obviously it was going to be a multiverse thing, but it could still be Doom.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they are still like, there's a brilliant shot in the trailer of the Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four, and the Avengers in the new Avengers Tower. Yeah. And behind the Fantastic Four, you can see sort of three planets all linked together as three. And you go, right, okay, so there's three realities that have come together. So they're still leading into that multiverse, and obviously with Loki as well. So they're still doing the multiverse stuff. They've just retooled it so that Doom is the center of it. But the problem is like Thanos was so great for Infinity War and Endgame because he was teased right from
He was teased from the Avengers. He was teased from the end of Avengers.
Yeah, he was teased from the end of Avengers. I mean, technically, you could argue he was teased from the moment they introduced the Tesseract, because it was part of, the Tesseract was an infinity. Technically, you could, but
the Tesseract, even the Tesseract in the comics, is not the Space Stone.
No, 100%. Yeah.
So the Tesseract made no sort of reference to it being some kind of stone.
The point is like Thanos was a long-term investment character and a long-term investment villain, even to the state where we saw his face and heard him in Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he still made it like a full-blown appearance, though. Like, Doom hasn't made a full-blown appearance. He was in a post-credit scene, but he wasn't like speaking and interacting like Thanos was. He was there with his daughters and all of that. It was set up to see.
Thanos was pulling strings. Yeah. Thanos was clearly moving towards something. Doom, we have no idea what is going on here. So I don't know. Like, it's interesting because, like, as I say, on one hand, I'm like, I think this trailer looks great, and I think it's like, I want to see this movie. This is a movie I want to go see now. On the other hand, it's like I'm nowhere near as excited for it as I have been in the past. Like,
yeah, I mean, but I think, do you know what I think that might be as well? Age. I think we're not like the same comic book nerds ourselves as we were, 5-6 years ago. So
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of that we just also don't have. We had a lot of spare time to think about all these theories and everything
Yeah.
like that. And now we're in full blown, like, post COVID life where everything is like cost of living crisis and all that. Like things are just harder. We
Yeah.
don't have the spare mental capacity to get as excited about these things.
Yeah.
And maybe that's me giving myself a bit of self therapy right now, but that's that there is an element of that I'm like acutely aware of. Is just like I'm not really the same person as I was when I was doing all of this. Like, and also I used to write lots of jokes about movie references and everything like that, and I'm just not as involved as I once was. But that's not to say, I think, as you say, it looks great. Not just like, oh, story wise, oh, this looks like I still don't know quite what's going on, but I'm intrigued to find out. Yeah, I'm still like, but it looks great, like CG and everything like that.
Yeah.
Everything looks really good and crisp and sounds really good. As I say, like the accent and the stuff that he's saying is, I find very interesting. The fact that Thor is scared, that all is like intriguing to me. It really is.
Yeah.
But it's just, I find it a little difficult to get my younger hat back on so I can like feel that same way as I did.
I agree. No, I don't think you're wrong. And now this is a very depressing episode for everybody.
I'm good at that. I'm good at flipping things and making something fun miserable.
We old. This is why, like I'm graying. You can see how gray I'm getting.
I know you and your Pike hair.
Yeah, but this is why I went, well, Strange New Worlds coming out. If Pike can be grey in that, I'm doing it as well. So why not? I could have done Doctor Strange. It was peppering enough, but I went full Pike. And we will talk about Strange New Worlds when it starts up.
That's very soon. And you know what else is very soon? Ted Lasso.
Also, Silo has restarted for me, which is phenomenal, and I think
couldn't give a shit.
No, you need to. If you haven't watched the series yet, you're sleeping on it. It's so good, and it's just gotten better. The critics' reviews of this season so far, Rotten Tomatoes, 100%, and it's well deserved. It's so good. So, and like in the hiatus between the previous season and this season, I went out and I read the books. So I'm that guy now. I
remember you talking about this, and the one of the books is like a complete like side quest.
Yeah, well,
it's like the past or something in the past.
What they've done to do that. Yeah, because one of the books is completely based in the past and tells you how everything happened. But the way they've done it in the series, I've gone, that's how you should have done it in the book. That's how you should have written it in the book. Like, it's so much better. But the point is, well, not better, it's just very, very well done to translate it into TV. But it's really funny because right now, when I watched Game of Thrones with my wife, she was very much like, I read the books. One of those people. And now I get to be that guy. And I am that guy. But anyway, before we sort of close up, there's a couple. What else? I mean, obviously, we've got all these things coming up that we will talk about on the podcast and hopefully get back to semi-regular recordings. But anything else that we've been up to in the time?
Yeah, I mean, I've started and completed 007 First Light.
I mean, I've heard so many good things.
It's superb. I want to play it again. Like everything about it. Like I've never played a game where I've died so often, but been totally okay with it. Like there was no rage quitting. It was every death was a lesson. Like where I was like, okay, like there were times where I did things intentionally to die. So I'd be like, okay, how far can I push like the boundaries of stealth? Because I'll be honest, there are some things that happen in First Light that you're just like, this is the worst stealth game. Because there can be someone around the corner and like one person around the corner and one person in front of you. You knock that person out, not quietly either. Unless someone sees you, they don't hear it.
Oh, yeah.
So in terms of realism, it doesn't have an awful lot of that. Like the actual hand-to-hand combat is actually very real and feels very visceral and like quite cool. The acting is all very good as well. The story is very good. Like the whole concept of him like training to be a 00 and it's a really good movie story. Like I'm almost annoyed that because now Amazon are making this new Bond film, I'm annoyed that this isn't the story that the film's going to have, because it's actually very good as a young origin story of James Bond. It's fantastic.
Amazing.
So, and it's interesting, like, because it's all real actors, like, playing people. The person they got to play Q is Mon Mothma's husband from Andor.
Perfect. Love it.
And he's really good as a Q.
I bet he is.
Like,
I bet he is.
Brilliant. He's
amazing.
Great.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah,
I
recommend.
I love it because that reminds me, because I recently I've been like playing games that I bought years ago and I haven't touched yet, which led me to Tomb Raider, the 2013-14 one, which again is an origin story, a new origin story for Lara Croft, and it's stunningly good. It's still like playing it now. Today, it looks amazing. It plays amazing. It's one of the best Tomb Raider games I've ever played, and one of the best games I've ever played. But it's that whole thing about stealth as well. Is like you can sneak up on people and stealthily kill them. And I'm going like, there's a person who's like 3 meters away, and I have just run an axe through this person's head, and they've choked, and they've made there's a lot of noise going on here.
Yeah,
like, it's
the sound of blood pouring out.
It's a bit dumb. But it's a great game, by the way. If you haven't played it, just go ahead.
I've not played a single Tomb Raider game.
If you've not played a Tomb Raider game, play a Tomb Raider game. And if you've not played a Tomb Raider game, start on that one. It's so good. But anyway, so we are going to try and be back semi-regularly, right?
Yes, that would be nice.
It would be, wouldn't it? We're going to do our best.
Nice.
We're going to do our best. But I
can't talk to this sort of stuff with everyone, so I need you, Rick. I need you.
And we've got Strange New Worlds, Ted Lasso. Oh, there'll be, and obviously Brand New Day. We've got loads to try and see.
Brand New Day. We got, obviously we got till Christmas for Doomsday.
Exactly.
But yeah, Brand New Day, and we need to see Supergirl. Neither of us saw Supergirl.
Yeah.
As we joke, no one saw Supergirl, and that's kind of a shame. Is there anything else coming out that we should see?
I don't know, but let's have a think about it. We'll have a think about it.
We'll talk about it next time.
And you let us know. Let us know as well in the socials. So actually, that's a good point, because that is the end of the podcast. So if you can think of anything else that we should be watching, let us know on socials. You can follow either of us on social media. Rick Carranza for myself. Matt doesn't do anything.
Matt Blair, I don't really do anything anymore. Matt Blair UK on Twitch, if you want to have a chat with me there about stuff.
We do have the Geekatorium Facebook page if anyone is tragically still on there. So you can comment on stuff on there. But if you have enjoyed this podcast, thank you very much for listening. Or if you've been watching it on YouTube, thank you as well. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be fantastic. Give it a like and like the video as well. Or if you are listening on a podcast app, review the episode. 5 stars would be lovely. Anything lower than that, a puppy dies. It's
true.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
We've got the evidence.
So if you have enjoyed it, please let us know, leave a review, and tell other people, share this on social media. We just like being 2 very middle-aged guys chatting about geeky things that we don't have time for anymore. And we hope that you enjoy it too. But we will hopefully be back in a couple of weeks where we'll talk about Strange New Worlds.
And more X-Men.
And more X-Men. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.